Hello everyone, it's Dee and welcome to my Pick a Card Tarot Readings channel. Thank you so much for stopping by to spend some time with me and welcome to your reading. In this reading, we're going to do something a little bit different. This reading is probably going to hit you a little bit different. This is Spirit bringing you the light, bringing you the answer to some area of your life where you've been feeling stuck, unsure, you just don't know, uncertain, and it could be around spirituality, your finances, your career, romance, family, friends, home, travel, etc., etc., etc. It's different for each of you, and what you receive from this reading will be different for each and every one of you because it's truly contingent upon that which you seek to receive from this reading. And so what I'm going to do is give you some information behind the key that you choose, and it's meant to really unlock your mind because Spirit doesn't want to just bring you prophecy and foretelling of what's up ahead. Spirit wants to bring you the light in which gets you to that destination, brings forth that solution, not just around this one thing in your life, but to illuminate you in such a way to really move a big blockage or barrier that you've been dealing with for quite some time. And those of you that are seeking this for spiritual wisdom and expansion, you are going to be activated. In fact, each and every one of you will be activated to some capacity by the information that Spirit brings through. So there are 3 different keys to choose from. Each contains a different light frequency of a message to really help you, and we'll explore that, and then we'll pull cards to go deeper into your reading. I will start with the first key. There are timestamps for the other keys listed below. Hello, key number 1. So you chose the principle of mentalism. That is the key of light in which Spirit is bringing to you and trying to activate within you. And this is all about the power of your own mind, and anything that is blocking you, stumping you, a challenge you keep repeating over and over and over again, it has to do with your mind, your thoughts, your subconscious programming. And this is so much deeper than just words, all right, that I'll be speaking. And so really relax your mind and open yourself up to receive the light that Spirit is trying to bring you. This is truly wisdom and light to set you free. So it says, the principle embodies the truth that all is mine. It explains that the all, which is this substantial reality underlying all the outward manifestations and appearances which we know under the terms of the material universe, the phenomena of life, matter, energy, and in short, all that is apparent to our material senses, is spirit which in itself is unknowable and undefinable, but which may be considered and thought of as an universal, infinite, living mind. It also explains that all the phenomenal world or universe is simply a mental creation of the all, subject to the laws of created things, and that universe as a whole, in its parts or units, has its existence in the mind of the all, in which mind we live and move and have our being. This principle, by establishing the mental nature of the universe, easily explains all of the varied mental and psychic phenomena that occupy such a large portion of the public attention, and which, without such explanation, and non-understandable and defy scientific treatment. An understanding of this great hermetic principle of mentalism enables the individual to readily grasp the laws of the mental universe and to apply the same to his well-being and advancement. The hermetic student is enabled to apply intelligently the great mental laws instead of using them in a haphazard manner. With the master key in his possession, the student may unlock the many doors of the mental and psychic temple of knowledge and enter the same freely and intelligently. This principle explains the true nature of energy, power, and matter, and why and how all of those are subservient to the master of mind. One of the old Hermetic masters wrote, long ages ago, "He who grasps the truth of the mental nature of the universe is well advanced on the path to mastery." And these words are as true today as at the time they were first written. Without this master key, mastery is impossible, and the student knocks in vain at the many doors of the temple. So Spirit is saying you are a master manifester. It's time for you to awaken to that soul wisdom which is contained in your spirit. All right, it's time for a big activation for you. And if you want to read more, the actual book I'm reading from for this, I'll leave a link below for you to explore further. There's tons of books about the Kabbalion, but I'm using one particular book that has really enlightened and expanded me. So it's time for you to be opened and unlocked to, you know, a secret of the universe, how things really work, how things flow. Like, you are somebody who is probably ahead of your time or sees things from a much different perspective than most people most of the time. And Spirit is saying you need to master your mind. Like, that is your next step. That is the key. That is the solution to all things for you. So let's get right into your reading and pull some cards and see how Spirit would like to expand further. And we do have your key is sitting up here, bringing that frequency of light, the principle of mentalism. And that's just one principle of 7. But that's the one that Spirit wants you to further explore. All right, look at this. We have Pegasus of Sirius, and this is a spiritual awakening is taking place within you right now. That is what's going on. That's where you're at on your journey. And it does not matter the question in which you asked, whether it was about money, career, romance, your life path, all of it. Spirit's saying there is a spiritual awakening occurring within you, and it's that light key of understanding that the entire universe is mental, and what that means for you being physically embodied at this time in this realm on this plane. This goes deep, all right? And that's part of the activation process of this message from Spirit. But this is like you know, being the magist, like learning magic, and it's all about the mind and the control of the mind and energies and intentions. And you are there. Whatever you were asking for, asking about, you are now awakening spiritually to that knowledge within. Ooh, that's deep for you guys. All right, let's pull some more cards. Sorry, I was just kind of like in a meditation there, shuffling your guys' cards. Spirit snapped me back. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm recording here. Okay. Oh, look at this. We've got feel. You are a very sensitive soul. You pick up on the energies all around you, which I feel really like counteract your own thoughts, your own emotions. So part of this learning the principle of mentalism is learning where you end, where others begin, and how to have like the boundary around your own energy field, because there's a hindrance to you by the energies of others, like too much of everything else is in your space, which prevents you from seeing in front of you. It really clouds your vision externally as well as your intuition. Next, we have honor the cycles. Oh, wow. You are really going through a profound change. All right, it may have already be in process, or get ready to hold on tight. You are awakening to your spiritual wisdom of past lifetimes. All right, and this means there is a big change about you. Who you were yesterday is not who you're going to be tomorrow, and who you are in a year from now is in vast contrast to the version in which you are today. No matter what you asked about, Spirit is saying there is going to be like this dawning sun within you, and it illuminates you in so many different ways. And through that process, everything about you begins to change. What you were reaching for, what interests you, what you want, all of that is going through a big underhaul. Like, it's there's things that are getting, tossed out. There are things getting healed. There is room being made for new energy, but every bit of this is encoded within your soul and part of this life path journey for this lifetime. So let's pull a few more cards. We have a teacher and the journey. Oh, wow. Okay. So this is letting me know that you have been, or you currently are, in this deep period of learning, which is all about the awakening to all the soul wisdom inside of you, because you're meant for I don't want to say a much bigger calling, but it's there's this element about you, your experience, your talent, where you are in this student apprentice process, which is awakening aspects of you and fine tuning, and it's putting you in a position to where you are going to be the teacher of that energy, of that talent, of that skill, high management, owning your own business, okay? Because you all are seeking different things from this. So it's like, what level? You go to the highest level here. And the journey, you're on the journey to that now. You're on the journey to becoming the teacher, all right? And if you currently are in a position where you're a teacher, a leadership role, there's about to be this major expansion to your belief system. So where you've been and what you've been talking about, you may find that you are falling away from that, and you're evolving into a new aspect of self, and that's what you're bringing forward. That's what you're going to be teaching. That's what you're going to be doing, all right? So no matter what you asked about, you are on this journey of learning at this time, and you've come to a point where we need an activation, and it's the understanding of the power of the mind, and that all of the universe is mental, and that is going to hit you all a different way for a different purpose, for your soul path, for the journey you're on for this lifetime. But you're meant to be a teacher, you're meant to be a leader, you're meant to be in a position of power, of influence, something along those lines. So let's pull you some tarot. And some of you that were asking about love and romance, Spirit is saying you're on a journey of really learning yourself and learning the different frequency of love energy. It's what you perceive a romantic partnership to be in this moment, through this activation, it opens you wide, and what you seek from that moment forward is going to be quite different. And it's like after that takes place, there is somebody who's coming in for you. You are on this journey, being in preparation for union. Justice. Five of Cups. Prince of Cups. The Princess of Cups. Seven of Cups. Wow, we got a lot of Cups energy going on here. And the Chariot. So you've got all Cups and then two major arcana. And I just would like you to notice here how in Justice we've got the scales, the two scales, all right, representing some yin and a yang energy there, right, with the bottom parts here. And then you have the Chariot over here, which you have that yin and yang energy going on with the two horses. So there is a balancing, like you also coming into the understanding of duality and polarity. I hope I said that correctly. And there has to be this balance of your energies. And that's what's happening through this activation. And this here being the filler with all of this Cups energy, when something hurts you, when something really disappoints you, you feel that much deeper than the average person. And Spirit is calling your attention to the power of your mind and saying you don't have to stay in those lower vibrations of emotion for as long as you do. You have so much mental power to lift you up out of that, and it's all about perception. And so whatever you've been asking, it's like you keep going through the same thing over and over and over, and you are like, I'm a good person, I do this, I do that, I don't understand why I'm up against this wall. And Spirit's like, it's about your belief system, it's about the programming in your subconscious mind, and let me give you the key to set you free, because you do deserve everything you're asking for. You know, your energy is beautiful, but there's just this part of you, like you don't understand, like the missing puzzle piece is what Spirit's offering. And so I highly recommend you guys, do a search about the principle of mentalism, look into the Kabbalion, ask Spirit to align you to any other information that will help with this activation, because this is a total overhaul of you and your energy. All right. A total overhaul. A lot is shifting and changing, and it's time. You deserve so much more than what's flowing in, and you're on this journey that's leading you into a higher position somehow, some way in your life, or preparing you for a true, beautiful, divine romantic union. And you are meant to have success to whatever you asked for that led you to this reading. Spirit's saying, yes, this is meant to happen for you, but it's a journey that gets you there. And this here, this key, is the information, the light that you need to activate within you to really accelerate the process of getting yourself there to the final destination. So let's pull you another message. And it says openness. I know that when one door closes, another opens. Today, I trust the universe. I trust myself, and I trust life. No matter what has gone before, I have faith that something better is on its way. My willingness to release the past prepares me to accept the many new opportunities God opens before me. So that's beautiful. Spirit is giving you the light key to open you up to that which you have sought for quite some time now. It's time for you to receive that. Karmically, where you're on your soul path as well, it's time for you to receive. And it's all about you understanding the principle of mentalism. So those are your messages. I am sending you lots of love and light. Take care. Hello, key number 2. So you were drawn to the principle of polarity. And what this means is Spirit is saying your energy is swayed far too much in one direction, which is preventing whatever it is you are asking for. There needs to be a balancing, and Spirit's saying this comes into understanding in the mental body of the duality of things. So I'm going to read you a little bit of information to start opening and activating your mind to this principle. And then we're going to pull cards to go much, much deeper into the message Spirit is bringing you. So get your mind relaxed and nice and open and ready to receive. This principle embodies the truth that everything is dual. Everything has two poles. Everything has its pair of opposites, all of which were old Hermetic axioms. It explains the old paradoxes that have perplexed so many, which have been stated as follows. Thesis and antithesis are identical in nature, but different in degree. Opposites are the same, differing only in degree. The pairs of opposites may be reconciled. Extremes meet. Everything is and isn't at the same time. All truths are but half truths. Every truth is half false. There are two sides to everything, etc., etc., etc. It explains that in everything there are two poles or opposite aspects, and that opposites are really only the two extremes of the same thing, with many varying degrees between them. To illustrate, heat and cold, although opposites, are really the same thing, the difference consisting merely of degrees of the same thing. Look at your thermometer and see if you can discover where heat terminates and cold begins. There is no such thing as absolute heat or absolute cold. The two terms heat and cold simply indicate varying degrees of the same thing, and that same thing which manifests as heat and cold is merely a form, variety, and rate of vibration. So heat and cold are simply the two poles of that which we call heat, and the phenomena attendant thereupon are manifestations of the principle of polarity. The same principle manifests in cases of the light and darkness, which are the same thing, the difference consisting of varying degrees between the two poles of the phenomena. Where does darkness leave off and light begin? What's the difference between large and small, between hard and soft, between black and white, between sharp and dull, between noise and quiet, between high and low, between positive and negative? The principle of polarity explains these paradoxes, and no other principle can supersede it. The same principle operates on the mental plane. Let us take a radical and extreme example, that of love and hate, two mental states apparently totally different, and yet there are degrees of hate and degrees of love, and the middle point in which we use the term like or dislike. which shade into each other so gradually that sometimes we are at a loss to know whether we like or dislike or neither, and all are simply degrees of the same thing, as you will see if you will but think a moment. And more than this, and considered of most important by the Hermetists, it is possible to change the vibration of hate to the vibrations of love in one's own mind and in the minds of others. Many of you who read these lines have had personal experiences of the involuntary rapid transition from love to hate and the reverse, in your own case and that of others, and you will therefore realize the possibility of this being accomplished by the use of the will, by means of the Hermetic formulas. Good and evil are but the poles of the same thing, and Hermeticists understood the art of transmuting evil into good by means of application of the principle of polarity. In short, the art of polarization becomes a phase of mental alchemy, known and practiced by the ancient and modern Hermetic masters. An understanding of the principle will enable one to change his own polarity as well as that of others, if he will devote the time and study necessary to master the art. So, wow, that is a lot. But that is Spirit saying that is where your block is, or that's the next step on your journey to really opening yourself up wide and understanding how you create, how you manifest, how you master your own reality. And for you guys, really dig deeper into the principle of polarity. And I will list a link below of the book in which I'm reading from. There is tons and tons of material out there to choose from to further your study. Lots of videos on YouTube as well. But Spirit is saying for you, really understanding this particular principle will set you free. It is the light code within you that Spirit is trying to help you activate at this time. So let's get into your reading and pull some cards and go deeper into this message. And we have your key sitting up here if you'd like to see it up close. Here it is. But it's sitting here with us. All right, winged Pegasus of air. Ooh, I am not surprised that you received this. A fresh phase of freedom, opportunity to expand the mind, progress, and great evolution. So this principle, this light key that Spirit is bringing to you, it's really going to break so many mental blocks and barriers. It's going to help you understand so many things about life and the universe and energy and why this and why that. Reconciling that, you know, like love and hate is truly the same thing. It's the same energy. It's just different frequencies of vibration, varying degrees of that, you know, separate how you as an individual feel and respond to that emotion. And you mastering the understanding of this is truly like the one thing to absolutely set you free and make you the master of your reality. And also help with others, because as you understand polarity and how to transmute that, being the mental alchemist, you can help bring that forth in other people. All right, let's pull some more cards. Create sacred space, and that is balancing those energies within you, reconciling all those opposites. And it's like your Merkaba activates. There is just no stopping you. There's in your understanding, it's just like I see you flying free, like I'm free, I'm free, I finally understand. And this is about anything and everything you were asking about coming into this reading, no matter what it was. Spirit's saying understanding this is going to bring forth the answer to your question, but also everything you need to know and understand to get to your destination, to create the outcome that you desire. Next is celebrate growth and breakthrough. See? That this is what's happening as you become the mental alchemist and you totally understand that. You are going to grow by leaps and bounds, and you're going to have major breakthroughs. And so much that has challenged you, that has felt like a setback, a struggle that you just cannot get out of, you are evolving so far beyond. Like, this is the thing right here. This understanding, this activation of this light code within you is truly what allows you to break free. And it does not matter what you asked. Oh my gosh, Spirit's like, it doesn't matter. This is your answer. I'm giving it to you. This is the solution. And I get that, like, this is just words, but just listening to that, like, it planted a seed. It's activating you. And as you go further and decide to study further and understand deeper, there's 7 Hermetic principles. As you go further and deeper, the more and more you activate, the more you're illuminated. Oh, it feels deep and powerful. All right, let's pull some more cards for you. Breathe. And signs. All right. There's quite a bit of noise happening off and on outside. So if you guys hear that in the read, I'm so sorry. Okay, so with breathe and signs, really understanding this, Spirit says, is going to put you in a relaxed harmony, flow of energy within self. Many of you, it feels like you're pushing up against, and it takes so much of your energy and strength. And this is teaching you, like, the understanding of this is teaching you how to, like, seamlessly flow in this energy, which it's like nothing can stand in your way. Nothing can block you in that space. Like, you're not pushing up against, you're flowing through. And there's signs that light your path the entire way. Like, Spirit is gonna, from this point forward, give you lots of confirmation about understanding polarity, and you're gonna see it, you know, the word or people talking about it, the opposites of things, and just special things that mean something to you, like butterflies, dragonflies, certain sequence of numbers. You know, you have your own personal relationship with Spirit, with the universe, and lots of signs are going to start popping up for you after you view this video, because there is an activation that is taking place that Spirit intended as you watch this reading, because you are meant to have, like, leaps and bounds out of where you are, and you've been getting signs, and now the signs and synchronicities are going to come in even stronger, and more information, more insight that you need. You're going to be led right to it, and it's putting you in such a place of flow and harmony, whereas it just, you feel very rigid and it's like hard, and I'm tired of having to be so strong, and I don't understand this and I don't understand that, to just like, I'm floating, I'm free, I'm happy, I'm content. Let's pull some tarot. Okay, Nine of Pentacles. Look at that, material gain. Those of you asking for job, career, money, Spirit says, here's your answer, my child. Next is, the Three of Cups with abundance. The Princess of Swords, and this here is, Swords energy is the mind. You've got the winged Pegasus of air. Swords is the air suit. So this is a deep understanding that starts in the mind, and through that process, it just activates, your emotional body, your spiritual body. Ten of Swords. And we have ruin. Oh, you're going to receive a lot of understanding about why things didn't work, what was wrong, like why this happened, why that happened, and the Queen of Cups. And through this process, you are also going to receive a deep healing from the pain of the past, because you're finally going to understand. And, even though like you may have been doing everything right in the physical realm, and there's something about the thinking and the way it directs your energy, like that extreme one way or the other, that has really hindered things for you, or brought things to ruin, and you didn't understand. Like, I don't understand. And now you are, like, you're going to understand the extremes of yourself as well as others, and where to find that middle ground, and learning how to transmute the energies that you're dealing with within yourself and immediately around you, as well as energies in other people. And here with this Queen of Cups, that's where you are very balanced in the emotional body. There's a bit of like a maturity of evolution that you've received through this process, and things that used to really get to you or hurt you or trigger you, they're not going to anymore, because you understand those extremes. And any emotion that you feel, you understand it's just a degree upon a frequency, a vibration, like a band of different frequencies in which you could choose to vibrate at any given time. And certain things that you experience are, catalysts that trigger you to, jump to this spot, that spot, the other spot. But as you master this understanding, you become much more in control of that emotional body, and mentally directing where you're gonna vibe, at which degree you're gonna vibe. All right, this is big time around emotional vibration. But through this process, it breaks you free, you receive a healing, and it opens the floodgates to material gain and abundance. And so abundance is different for all of us. The abundance of money, the abundance of happiness, the abundance of food, the abundance of comfort, the abundance of love. We all are seeking different things. And Spirit is saying you are going to receive an abundance of that which you seek after you understand this. And also there's an increase to your finances, or your overall perception of self, where you're no longer feeling as though you lack anything. You're feeling abundant within your soul, and feeling like there's nothing that you cannot do and achieve, and feeling a different sort of excitement and motivation to complete goals and come into big achievements and accomplishments. So this is beautiful. A lot is shifting and changing for you as you master this understanding of the duality of things. All right, let's pull you another card. Simplicity. Today I choose to simplify my life. As I do so, my burden lightens. I release my ego's need to understand, to prove, and to control. Instead, I undertake every task with an open, humble heart. Seeing through the eyes of a child, I discover life in all its wonder and simplicity. As the complications and chaos of the mind fall away, I remember I am one with the light. Oh, that's so beautiful and perfect for your message. So those are your messages with that second key. I am sending you lots of love and light. Take care. Hello, key number 3. You guys were attracted to the principle of cause and effect, and that means whatever it is that you were asking about, you need to understand this principle in greater depth, and it will truly set you free. It will illuminate you. It will allow you to understand a problem and see the solution that sits before you where you've been stumped or felt hindered or cursed in the past. Spirit is really trying to give you the answer for your own personal breakthrough and freedom. So I will read you a little bit of information about this principle, and then we will pull your cards. So really relax your mind and allow yourself to absorb this information. This principle embodies the fact that there is a cause for every effect and an effect from every cause. It explains that everything happens according to law, that nothing ever merely happens, that there is no such thing as chance, that while there are various planes of cause and effect, the higher dominating the lower planes, still nothing ever entirely escapes the law. The Hermetists understand the art and method of rising above the ordinary plane of cause and effect to a certain degree, and by mentally rising to a higher plane, they become causers instead of the effects. The masses of people are carried along, obedient to the environment, the wills and desires of others stronger than themselves, and other outward causes, moving them about like pawns on a chessboard of life. But the masters, rising to the plane above, dominate their moods, characters, qualities, and powers, as well as the environment surrounding them, and become movers instead of pawns. They help to play the game of life instead of being played and moved about by others' wills and environment. They use the principle instead of being its tool. The masters obey the causation of the higher planes, but they help to rule on their own plane. In this statement, there is condensed a wealth of Hermetic knowledge. Let him read who can. Ooh, all right. So this is all about you becoming much more in control of what happens to you. And you know how it's expressed there that thinking about chance is just a confusion of the certain law that is currently at play. So Spirit is inviting you to go much, much deeper into the principle of cause and effect and understand it, not just in the mental body, but the activation of that light code, that light information in your soul, which is going to fundamentally change the way you are experiencing your reality. There are 7 Hermetic principles, and Spirit's leading you to this particular one for great purpose. The book in which I was reading from, I will absolutely leave a link below for that, but you know, really search as much as you can for knowledge around this particular principle, because Spirit says there is much here for you, much life for you, which will ultimately set you free. So let's get into your reading and pull some cards to go deeper into this message. And here is your key, your choice. If you could see it up there, here, so you can see it up close. All right. Okay, you've got twin flame Pegasus of Omega Centauri. All right, so many of you, this is looking for connection. Like you've come to this reading looking for connection through friendships, through romance, searching for your soul tribe, searching for a deeper meaning and understanding spiritually. This is really about you aligning to something you feel is missing in your life or would make you feel complete. All right, so the principle of cause and effect has a lot to do with your connections in your life, and this could be business connections, friend connections, family connections, romance, all of it. Understanding this principle is going to vastly improve your relationships and connections and open up the space to bring in your true soul tribe members. And in that space, it's like you feel you can finally grow some roots and thrive, and you feel very supported. So regardless of what you've asked originally coming into this reading, Spirit's directing you to your relationships and the energy is surrounding them, how it impacts every other area of your life, and then the understanding of this principle of cause and effect. And it's like in all of that, that whole formula there, the clarity and illumination in your mind is just going to bring forth the answer, and then the path just opens up before you. Let's pull some more cards. Honestly assess. All right, so Spirit's saying to really pull back and observe yourself, your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, your journey, your past, because there's dots that connect and they might seem like they don't connect because they don't seem related whatsoever, but Spirit's trying to show you how all things intertwine and connect in your life. Like money abundance is connected to your relationships, and you might not see it that way, but it's like the energy, all the threads of you, the web around you, the energetic web around you, and seeing the cause and effect of all things. And but more than that, remember, it's like so you can become the master mover of the chess pieces on the board, on the game of life for yourself. And we have commit. And so Spirit is saying you need to fully commit yourself to this process of greater understanding and self-discovery, and seeing how all things fit together, every choice, every action, every emotion, every word, every single piece of you. It's like this big puzzle, and it might seem overwhelming, the thought of that, but Spirit's saying, learning deeper the principle of cause and effect is going to just put the whole puzzle together of you, of your life, and how everything is connected. And it's just like this moment of where you just, what you see, what's going through your mind, you could never even put into words. It's just like, I get it. It makes sense. I understand. I know what I must do. And with commit, there may be some changes in like thoughts, in beliefs, in patterns of behavior that you have to change in order to really put yourself in that right energy mentally to see how everything connects. Or it's like after you have this realization, you may realize there are some things that you need to adjust or change about yourself. And in doing so, commit and follow all the way through, because you're just in this place of utter happiness on the other side of this understanding. Let's pull you some more cards. compassion, and the journey. All right, so you are being prepared here. There is so much more to come. Many more chapters of your story, and you are in the part of the story on the journey of this deep awakening and understanding of self. And through that process, like, you are going to adjust some things, and from there it's like your magic. And with compassion, that's saying to have much more love for self. You need to be far more gentle on yourself, okay? And maybe for some of you, being a little bit more patient with others, because in any given moment, each and every one of us can only act from our current place of consciousness based on what we know up to that point in our journey. And that includes you and everybody else. And Spirit's trying to lead you into that understanding as well, that even though you understand something and you would do XYZ in a given situation, that doesn't mean that somebody else has that same level of consciousness to make that same decision as you would, and to not judge them or think less of them, you know, because they're not where you are on their journey of enlightenment, of expanded consciousness. We're all, you know, on different points of our journey, and you are very wise. And you also need to be much easier on yourself and not measure yourself up against anybody else's yardstick of success, of intelligence, of whatever. You are your own being on your own path, and Spirit says you need to love yourself more. You need to be more patient with yourself, more tender with yourself, more patient with the journey in general, more patient with others. And through that process, like, you're really going to see cause and effect in your life, in others' life, and how everything is intertwined and interconnected. And, you know, the easier you are on yourself, the smoother the journey. You know, we're never ever going to get to a point in our lives where we know it all, we've seen it all. It's not going to happen, not in one lifetime, not in 1,000 lifetimes. And so understand, you're on a journey, and this is just one chapter of your soul, this lifetime, in an endless book, like a book that never ends. Okay, so let's pull some tarot. The Princess of Swords, Four of Wands, perfected work. I was going to say, I felt like you guys are a bit of a perfectionist here. Material gain through the Nine of Pentacles. Nice. Look at that. You've got the Sun and the Tower. Yeah. All right. So this here, the Page of Swords, or the Princess of Swords, is you. And this understanding of the principle of cause and effect is going to allow you to have perfected works, okay? Whatever you were asking about brings you into that place of perfection that you so dream of. And it brings you a lot of happiness, abundance, success, potential money here, all right? You all are asking for different, or a lot of success in relationship, connection, soul tribe. And it's like, here it is, the sun, all things illuminated for you, and you just get it. You know what you must do, and you have a bigger understanding about other people and what's wrong in their life, like what they're doing in their life that prevents them from moving forward. And I feel you will be able to articulate in a very loving, uplifting, and illuminating way to help others along their journey lead them to whatever principle they need to understand to overcome the blocks and barriers that are in their life. And here with the Tower, you're going to have a major breakthrough, a huge shift in consciousness in the days and weeks that follow this reading if you choose to further pursue this information, these hermetic principles. All right, you're going to have a lot of activation, and you can go so far with what you're going to understand, and with that, it's like what you create for yourself and the way that you're going to help and inspire others as well. Like the sun just comes out. It's been a dark night, and now here's the sun shining, illuminating all things. You no longer feel that you are in the darkness. You no longer feel in a place of confusion and uncertainty. All right, let's pull you one final message. Strength. Today, I maintain control of my emotions. I rise above self-doubt. I affirm my own power and stand strong in my unshakable faith. Today, I know that I have strength to overcome anything I encounter. I find my courage in the truth. Holding tight to the force of love, I triumph over fear. Oh yes, this number 3 is very powerful. Like I see you guys going really far with this light, for whatever that means on your own personal journeys, going very far with this light, and it changing the tide of things for you. All right, so those are your messages. I am sending you guys lots of love and light. Take care.